break. Out on the street chasing wrong from right. Eyes like fire burning through the haze. Truth is a weapon, cuts through the maze. Some call her trouble, some call her brave. Digging up secrets they tried to save. A real deal around town. She's breaking it down, spinning the wheel, exposing the sound. They despise her, they praise her, but she won't slow down. Real deal around town. The truth's her cry. Shadows, they curse her name. Afraid of the spotlight she brings to the game. But the grateful ones, they cheer in the dark for the spark she ignites in their weary hearts. Some call her danger, some call her hope. She's the thin line on the tightrope. The sound. They despise her, they praise her, but she won't slow down. Real deal around town. The truth's her crown, yeah. The sound. They despise her, they praise her, but she won't slow down. Real deal around town. The truth's her crown, yeah. The truth's her crown, yeah.
Well, hi everybody. I am back for another video. I'm starting to feel better, so I'm back in my office today. I'm not sitting on my bed trying to hold the computer up and record everything. So I'm back at my desk getting things going. Tonight or today, or it's 4 o'clock, so I guess it's still afternoon. We're doing the VBCC meeting, which is Volunteer Board Coordination Committee. And yeah, they're doing a lot of weird stuff. I don't usually record them. Because they're boring for YouTube world, they're just okay. But, I try to push for transparency. So it is one of the Townsend boards. So I do ask that if you're a relatively new subscriber, or you're here and you're just like, what in the world is this meeting about? This is garbage. This isn't exciting. You're right. It's not exciting, and it's not going to get exciting. I don't think that there's going to be anything discussed at this meeting that's going to rile anybody up. So if this is boring for you, just don't watch it. But if you're subscribed, don't unsubscribe just because this is a stupid video for you. Stick around, like it anyway, and move on. I'm showing it because people want to see it. And honestly, I think I've kind of, been asked, are you going to record this video? Are you going to record the meeting? I get asked that by some of the members of this committee. And I think that they feel left out because I show all this, the extreme stuff going on at select board meeting, planning, conservation, Some of those can be boring, but to me, they're not. Water department, water commissioners, you know, I expose all kinds of corruption and lack of transparency, but the VBCC gets left out because there's nothing exciting. Well, and they're the board members. I think they feel really left out, and that I'm ignoring them or I'm hurting their feelings. So I'm going to stop. I'm going to try to make them feel better and do this one anyway. And if they're going to continue, my goodness, they're talking, and I got the Zoom running on another screen, which I'll pull them up soon. But they're not scheduled till 4:15. But I think they're going to. They shouldn't start early. They're posted for 4:15. I don't know. I guess TCAM's been getting anxious. But anyway, I don't want this group to feel left out. I want them to feel just as important as all the other boards, at least to me. Okay? So, and I'm sharing this with you because it does take days or weeks sometimes to get some of these board meetings up on the Town of Townsend YouTube channel. So here I am giving it to you live. I'm going to live stream the VBCC meeting. If you don't like it, move on with your life. Don't unsubscribe. Don't hate the video. Just hang in there. Okay? And if you just leave, if you don't like it, that's all. It's not gonna be exciting, but if you get intrigued by silly small town stuff, this is for you. It's just okay. What are they doing? Sometimes I'm trying to figure that out too, but there's nothing bad. There's nothing weird. It might be weird, depending on who you are, but we're gonna watch it. They're gonna start not for another 5 minutes. Anyways, so I'm gonna give you a quick rundown of what else is happening. In fact, I gotta remove the other thing. I guess I should bring up, while I'm sitting here, before I get too crazy, there it is. Share. All right, it's ready to go. I'm not going to add it to the screen yet. Oh, all right, hold on. I'm going to add it to the stage, and then I'm going to close it out. There. We'll bring it back. When they're ready to go, we'll bring it back. I'm going to be catching up on videos on what I owe you. One is I got to do the investigation video, the documents that were part of the court filing for the Doe versus Crozier House. Basically, Chaz Sexton Duranian's victims are suing Chaz and his former employer for the inappropriate, should be criminal. I don't know why there's no criminal charges, behavior, and they're suing him. And I'm going to go through the investigation that was done by, I don't even know who, but this full-scale investigation. I did not report on that before. I didn't have it. I didn't know I could even get it. And my bad on the public records request. But the lawyers for the victims did do a public records request, and they did it properly, and they got the documents that if I knew they existed, I didn't know I could get them. So it's really bad. So when I do that, hold on to your seat. And I won't be able to, as I've said before, I won't be able to say some of the things that are in the documents because I'll be censored. It's so bad that YouTube will censor me, and I have to be careful. So it'll be weird for me to use different words than what are on the page, or just to use abbreviations for inappropriate stuff. All right, then I'm also owe you the exhibits from the Ethics Commission dump that I got. I haven't had a chance to do that. As I told you before, I got sick over Christmas, had the flu really bad. I'm still congested, but not as bad. I'm getting a little bit of my energy back. So I owe you that. Then I also need to bring you up to speed on my really bad public records request that the town was denying me. And they spent a lot of money on lawyers to fight me for a simple public records request. And because they went so berserk trying to keep me from getting a very public record, which is a payroll register, I wasn't going to give up on it. It's like, if I let them get away with this, God knows what else they're going to try to get away with. And I needed to call them out on everything. From day one, they broke the law. The Commonwealth of Massachusetts Secretary of the Commonwealth Public Records Division supported me all the way through, and they can only do so much. So I was getting ready to go to court, and I believe that it was just the expectation that I wasn't walking away. We were going to court, that they decided to give me the documents because they knew it was public record and they were just effing with me. They just didn't want me to have it. So, okay, I finally got it this afternoon. I haven't had a chance. I can, there's nothing wrong with it, to go through it and see if there's any really big exposés on there. I'm not expecting anything major. I mean, mostly, I fought them because they were wrong. And that's what transparency is about. And that's what citizen activism is about. And that is what I do. And that's what journalism is. Oh, no, I am not stopping. I am not stopping. All the public records lawsuits, almost all of them, are brought on by media because to communities. It's usually about police records, but this wasn't police. This is payroll, which is a public record, people. But anyway, I've already given you half the information that's going to be on my video, but I'll show you. When I do the video, I'll show you what the nonsense is and some of the written dialogue back and forth between myself and town officials. And to show you how really bad Townsend is, Townsend keeps saying how transparent they are, and it's total lie. While I still have a moment, I think I still have a moment. Let me make sure. Oh, yeah, it's still showing. If I have a moment, I want to give a positive shout out to the police department. About a month ago, they put out a notice that if there's any elderly people who can't get down to the highway department and fill a bucket of sand, the salt sand mixture, they put out a call that if you're elderly and you can't do this yourself, we'll come deliver it. The police themselves will bring a bucket of sand to your house so that you can go get it. They offered this they brought it out on the week after Christmas, the week of the 29th. And I signed, as soon as I saw that, I signed up. And I called them and said, put me down, because I have a pickup truck. I have a Prius too, but it's broken in my yard. The battery's dead. It's under snow. I can't do anything with it. But my pickup truck, it's too high. The bed, it's a full-size pickup truck, and I can't get a bucket of sand. I could go to the highway department, I could fill a bucket of sand, but I could never get it into the back of my truck. I could not lift it. And if I did get it, somebody help me get it in the truck that might be there, getting it home, now I got to get it out of the truck and get it down onto the ground without breaking the container. Hard plastic full of heavy sand will just crack the container, and then have it all over my driveway, which is where it's going to end up, but not all at once. So I'm like, I can't do that. I'm going to sign up. I'm going to sign up for this thing. And they did deliver it the week of the 29th. I think it was the 30th, I think is when they brought it, 30th or 31st. I was sick in bed. I was still sick in bed, which was another thing afterwards. I'm like, I am so glad that I asked them to do this, because I can't even, I've just now been able to get out there and put the sand down, which is desperately needed. Everybody needs some sand.
I don't call you Harrison anymore.
All right, gotta go.
Sam, are you able to hear us?
It's Indy now. I just can't put it together. It's always Indy.
No, it's Harrison. All right.
Isn't the news just, oh my word.
T-Cam, can you hear us?
Yeah, you guys ready to start?
Yes, we are. Thank you very much.
This meeting is being recorded.
You guys done now? We needed to do that. We did.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Laura Schifrin, and I will call our meeting to order of the Volunteer Board Coordination Committee on Friday, January 9th, 2025 at 4:16 PM. Roll call, please.
James DeRoyan, present.
Harrison Mayor, present.
Laura Schifrin, present. Join in the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Feel a little more open than that today.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank all of our veterans as well as our current military that are serving here and abroad. Our first responders here in town and our elected and appointed officials. Thank you so much for your help in working through the things we have here in our community. The meeting is being recorded and will be uploaded to YouTube. Oh, and their families, absolutely their families, for giving up, letting their family members give up time to save us in many cases. Funny how that came out.
Kind of.
Okay. The meeting will be recorded and uploaded to YouTube. Is anyone else recording? Hi, Cindy, thank you. Why do we have public comment?
I thought it would be a nice idea, just in case, because we're soliciting feedback from the public on a lot of these different ideas. So just in case anyone had anything.
I know you were soliciting back from department heads. Did you get any more information?
I didn't, and I have an update regarding especially the training document. I got nothing else. So I'll have, there are a couple different paths we can go, but I'll provide that update later. Yeah.
Is there any public comment? Okay, no. New business, review and discussion of responses to RFI. That was what you're referring, right? Recruitment and retention initiatives.
Yeah. So the request for information, and I apologize, the packet might be out of order here. I think what's on top is the ADA thing. The packet right below it is the one, it's got like 80 different emails on it.
Did you go over this?
That's, yeah, so that's, it's the packet behind this one that, it's just out of order. So that and this go together, and then, well, that'll be next.
Okay.
We're just out of order.
So
yeah,
this
you have the right
is,
one. So this is what was asked for, from departments, back at the beginning of December. And the question was, what ideas you had, who it would impact, an estimated cost if you had it, regarding hiring and recruitment strategies, retention ideas, process improvements, and volunteer board recruitment and engagement ideas. And so that the first piece of this packet is just, this is what I sent out. And so that went to, all the board and committee members I had emails for. And then we had some responses come in. Excuse me. I didn't aggregate because there were just a few of them I thought we could go through, since there were just a handful.
were these from the different commissions?
Well, I see from the
Specifically?
cultural council.
Yeah. Yeah, different members. I don't think it was a formal
Todd,
submission.
Jimmy.
Yeah, but we had a good mix.
Okay. See, no.
So the first one here was for from Nancy French of the Cultural Council.
Yeah.
Regarding the ideas listed here are a volunteer and employment fair, perhaps in the Great Hall or Library Meeting Hall, or Town Common, depending on the time of year. And local businesses, small business owners, departments, committees, and groups and nonprofits could participate, and perhaps music or food could, like if it were on the common, maybe it could be an afternoon before a band concert, and then you have the music and food. I don't know, could be an interesting thing. And then the next one was from Jack in the clerk's office. Yep. And so he had notes about the suggestions. One regarded social media,
Mhm.
and I know that's under discussion. Something could be done to highlight certain vacancies and try
So
to
we
fill.
don't have a Facebook page as of now, right?
Not one
Not
that's
an
in use.
operating one.
Yeah. So
But
that's
we
something.
had one at one point in time that was functioning. That's
Well,
what we
Not
call
really.
it was created and just never
Never
got
got the
used.
wheels. Okay,
Eric
okay.
Slagle started some wheels turning about
Mhm.
getting a policy, and then there were other urgent matters.
Because I
took
recall it
precedence.
just talking to Eric briefly about it.
Yeah,
We have just, I mean, if you saw the last select board meeting,
yeah,
we had our first reading
yeah.
of the social media policy.
Yeah, and I talked to Kieran, so he's getting up to speed, and we'll hopefully be able to
Karen,
stop talking about it and start doing it.
from Human Resources, HR, you mean?
No, Kieran is
The
the
interim
Yeah,
TA.
yeah, Karen, I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
thought you said Carrie.
no. So the social media is one thing. What we did with the census mailing this year is something a little different. We included, I don't know, have either of you gotten yours yet?
No, not
Okay,
yet.
they're still going out, depending on what letter your street starts with. It might have been in the later tranche of ones. But and
That's
what,
Barker Hill Road. It's a B.
it also depends on the precinct. So do you know your precinct number?
2.
Okay, so you should be getting it any day. I'm surprised
Okay.
you haven't gotten it yet, but soon. What we included in there was just a colored sheet of paper to hopefully draw a little bit more attention than just the standard white paper. That had information about the town meeting. We have the election date on there, and some other just general information to hopefully draw people's attention towards
Special
that.
town meeting.
Unfortunately, the print was before the special town meeting date was finalized, so that's not on there. But in multiple places directs them to look at the website and sign up for alerts and things, and look for news updates. So if they go and look at it, they'll see the special town meeting is
When they
on the
sign
news.
up for alerts, because
Mm-hmm.
I've heard from a couple of people that they've signed up and never gotten them.
I hear that too, and I think it's a case by case basis. You have to check off the right boxes. And if you're not checking off news posts, then you're not going to get the homepage news posts. If you're checking off individual departments, those aren't categories of news posts. Those are updates to their pages. So and their pages don't necessarily update frequently.
So they have a choice of all or nothing?
No, you can pick individual boxes. Just if you don't pick the one that says news posts as well as the departments you're interested in, then you're only going to get updates for the department pages, not for the news posts.
Is that written on the sign up?
I think it could be made more clear.
Okay.
There's clarity that could be brought to that. But the other ones are for the department pages, and it shows the URL of what page you're subscribing to the updates to. So /police department, should imply that you're only subscribing to updates from the police department page,
Oh.
not news list. So there,
So it separates it.
yeah, but we can, there
You
could
should
be
put
more
out
clarity.
About that, okay.
Yeah, there can be more clarity. But that's what was done with the census mailing. And the suggestion was, we could add a volunteer recruitment message as a part of additional mailings as time goes on.
Okay.
Posters. Jack also suggests, at a number of different locations, we could advertise, generally that there are openings, and then like a poster could be hung at the high school that's focused on boards and committees that might be better suited for high school students that
Try
are
to draw
interested.
some of the kids.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So in
Has
other
anybody
words,
talked to the high school about allowing us to get that information out? Because we've talked in the meetings, select board meetings about, that's a great opportunity for at the very latest, the seniors. I mean, I don't know if the juniors would get involved or not, but
Yeah.
once they're in, or maybe they would actually for their second semester, because they're gonna be applying to
Yeah,
colleges, and certainly any work
yeah,
done
they
in
could put it on
the
the resume.
municipality, they could put on their applications.
Yeah, yeah. So that's an
counselors, would
opportunity.
it come from them?
It might need to be the town reaching out first, and so where that comes from, I know a lot of these boards are appointed by the select board. So I don't know if Kieran or Sabrina is the right contact. You know, I wouldn't want to overstep your guys' role in the management of the select board appointed committees.
Well, look back at what got you so involved in politics at a young age.
Mhm.
What sparked you at a young age?
I
You
mean,
were still in high school when you started in delving
He's
into
really
this.
double his age, you know that.
you know,
He's just an old
and
soul,
and I-
been around a long time.
I hate to say it, I am ready to retire.
But the point being, what enticed you? What got you
So there
to
was
draw
some
to this?
serious
Because of where
encouragement.
you are with it now.
Yeah,
That's where
there-
you're gonna probably go with it.
Yeah, and there was serious encouragement at the school level, on the school's own
I'm
to
telling you.
bring that. So there could be value, but I think the school internally has to be enthusiastic about that.
Right.
I don't know that they're not. I think we're just missing the connection to try and coordinate the encouragement from both
You
sides of
couldn't
it.
have got this entirely from what the school, you had to have some other factor in that, but like we were saying about, usually if a junior sees a senior doing something, they're like, okay, I want to go that route too.
Mhm.
So that's important to try, get some of these kids at the school involved in some of
Well,
this.
also the counselors, I think, would be a key,
Yeah.
in my opinion, if they're seeing so
Absolutely.
many of the kids.
Absolutely.
But I have mentioned this to the superintendent and
Mhm.
whoever was the head of school committee last year, which was not the first
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Okay, but at our town meeting
Mhm.
itself,
Do they still have
Last year.
politics class in high school? Because we did back in the '70s.
It might be government, but I mean, they,
But we actually
yeah.
considered it politics.
Yes. I mean, I'm sure it's a part of the curriculum for at least a portion of the student population. So,
I should think it should be just as important as any,
Mhm.
any.
well, sometimes, depending on the grade level it's offered, you might have other electives.
True.
But
True.
regardless, there's an opportunity to engage with the school to help.
I just think it's the younger minds are the most important factor, just like when I look at agriculture, these younger kids getting
Yeah.
involved in agriculture, these younger kids getting involved in the environment. We need them. I don't know if it's as much as we need them. They're a necessity to a part. They're the most important key to
just like
where we're
going
gonna
back
go.
to the schools for professions like electricians and plumbers and
Mhm.
carpenters, you know? I
Absolutely.
mean, truckers are important too.
35 years. We didn't have us truckers, a lot of commerce would not make it to A to B
Mhm.
anyway.
Okay.
So the last item here is listed as a suggestion regarding TCAM to perhaps run, a few times a year, 15-minute show,
Yeah.
showing off, why
I know
volunteering
you
for a
may think we're
board.
not working on it, but it's been,
Well, I know there's been to show what
For 2
each of the
years.
departments are doing, but I think
no,
putting,
we wanted to do it around
Do more?
town.
okay,
yeah.
all right. So there's options and.
What isn't allowed?
What's going on in Townsend?
Okay, okay.
And we feature things that are
Yeah.
going
Right.
on,
Boom,
but
boom,
it's
boom,
just,
the
there's so
rail
much in
trail,
the
the
way that.
Mhm.
we
Yeah, so
haven't
there-
gotten to it.
There are options that we could look at with.
But he's got good
Phil.
ideas. I
Yeah.
mean, it's,
Yeah,
these are things
certainly.
that I would
It's
like to see done
comprehensive.
and
Yeah.
have been wanting to see done.
Yeah.
So,
so we had a response from Mr. Melanson here.
Todd?
Yes,
Mhm.
and I understand the sentiment of the note. I think the outcome might be part of why,
Intention is important.
I think this might be part of why we're seeing a lack of volunteers,
Why are you seeing a lack of volunteers?
be
Please,
vindictive and
It-
self-destructive.
yeah, in the words of Todd, vindictive and self-destructive behaviors.
yeah, what?
At each other, at board and committee members, by board and committee members,
Against
against the public or each other. I mean, it doesn't look good on
the
television.
public against the
I
volunteers.
can
Yeah.
certainly appreciate some of that in
And
comment.
it goes all different directions. So I understand and, appreciate that. And hopefully, there's work that we can do to help change that.
Well, but at the same time, sometimes there are moments, sometimes in town politics, things can be contentious, things can
Yeah.
get
I
strong in debate, strong in words and verbiage at times.
I think though that he's distinguishing from that. I think the references, the vindictive and self-destructive behaviors that are being referenced are more than just contention. And I think that's why he felt it relevant to make a point, because if it was just contention over the issues of the day, it would go away once the
Yeah,
issues are
but it's
resolved.
not- Yeah,
And we have a lot of lingering issues that are contentious. And then we also just have hostility in general. So there's the combination that are mixing to make it self-destructive.
okay, on a brighter note.
Yes,
on to
Cindy's,
Cindy, and
yes.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah, using the town YouTube channel and Facebook for more recruitment, I think are,
Yeah, you know,
as elegantly put in, very short words, no cost and high impact. So,
Very good,
Easy
thank
enough.
you. And next is John Barrett.
yeah, so, let me see here. So, John, suggests a jobs fair, similar to that first one that we were looking at. And perhaps, if it were held at the high school, you could have a combined, type of, job fair that covers the 3 towns and make it a larger event.
And the students.
Yeah, and the students can partake, local organizations, families, that might come in, maybe a student sees a part-time job they like and a parent sees a board and committee membership they like. So there could be something to find for everyone. So I like that. Let's see here. Posting on the electronic signboard, in the interim, in between events that are on there. I think that could be helpful.
Yeah, when we get up and running.
Oh, is this
we have some
signboard down?
problems.
Yeah,
We
I
have
heard
the
about
one
One
one.
down
in the-
totally, one really not
the
working
one that you
well.
usually have down in the center of town, across from the church.
Mhm.
Okay, that's a sign, that's
That's
what
one of
you,
the signboards. There's another one in the harbor, but the third one is down and the second one isn't working right. And so we're looking for capital funding for it. Yeah.
Then let's see here.
That's certain, we would have all 3 of them up if they were all working.
the
You know,
ballot
kind of
is
thing.
stronger than the bullet. Abraham Lincoln.
There you go. I like that quote.
Indeed, how can you not?
Yeah.
How can you not?
Yeah, so that kind of wraps up the feedback that we got, and I think that, I think overall, it's all good stuff. It's just then figuring out, okay, where do we go to implement it? Some of the stuff is really easy to do. Some of it's already in the works, like the Facebook.
So if I may ask
Mhm.
you, just take a bullet, a 1-sheet bullet
Mhm.
of the ideas
And
and send
summarize.
that- and, yeah, summarize it, and then just give it as part of the report to the select board.
Because the select board's looking for a report specifically.
I think it's just been
Well, everything
a
we do is
standing
going to
item.
the select board.
Correct.
Yeah, so
All
that,
right, so
this can be
this is
sent.
And
just
who's gonna do the
an
action?
add-on
These
to
are
it.
good ideas, but
Mhm.
who's gonna do the action?
Okay.
So I think
Mhm.
the select
So they
board
should
need to determine,
Get visibility of it.
yeah,
Officially assigning it.
yeah,
Yeah.
to somebody to,
Mhm.
yeah, let's get on board here. I mean, I am trying to work
Yeah.
with TCAM on a lot of this.
Mhm.
And,
We're getting
the
there.
school, maybe I can, Valerie is, currently the liaison to the school.
So I was
Maybe
actually
I
just
would-
gonna ask that, do we have a liaison from town hall to the high school?
Well, we have representatives for Townsend that are on their boards, but we do have, it's Val's, liaisonship is the school,
Okay,
okay, along with finance, so,
so would that be
Maybe I could-
something we would
that-
trickle to Valerie to try
Yeah.
to be able to get this type? Where would be our best avenue to get this to the kids, the junior, the senior? We shouldn't worry about if they're in 7th grade or a senior. Interest is interest. If they
Yeah.
take to it, it's a beautiful thing.
Mhm.
so you good with that idea?
Yeah. Let's see here. So that's all I had under that item. I don't know if there's anything else.
No, I think that's good.
All right.
Big or small, including.
So next is what was originally put in front of your packet. I apologize for it being out of order. We got a packet or it was a link to, or no, it was a packet off of the state website regarding reasonable accommodations at town meetings. Cindy requested that we add this to our next agenda. And I think this is, an easy thing to do and an important thing to do, to add language, and Cindy actually provided, the, appropriate language to add based off of what the state is looking
Oh,
for.
disability.
And it's very, a short statement. Town of Townsend does not discriminate based on disability and is committed to hosting accessible meetings. To request reasonable accommodation to attend this meeting, please contact the municipal ADA coordinator, Robert Garside, at the building department's phone number. So that's easy language that we could add to the footer of every agenda. That is easy enough, and it meets what the state is looking
Oh,
for.
And
sure.
Bob's
That's-
in charge of that through the
Yes,
building?
Yeah, he's the ADA coordinator, and that's ADA as it relates to building access. So like if we were missing, let's say the elevator went down and
Correct.
the meeting is on this floor. How do we get someone who may be mobility impaired up to this
Up.
floor? So,
Gotcha.
or do we move the building downstairs as a part of that reasonable, the
meeting.
meeting, yes.
Not the building.
Not the building. I think that might be a little bit more difficult.
No,
but-
now I can understand why,
Yeah.
because he was a part of the accessibilities,
Yeah.
sidewalks, et cetera, et cetera.
Right, so
Which
that's.
is a big thing.
Yeah, and that's something that would also go on the town meeting warrants,
Mhm,
because
mhm.
there may be ADA needs related to that. If we're going to host it at a school facility, might make sense to figure out who the school's ADA coordinator is, as opposed to the town's ADA coordinator, because.
Keep them in their territory, more familiar
Yeah, and I mean, it might make sense to just put both, depending on what it is. So if it's
How hard is it?
if it's a physical request, or if it's a town request. And the reason I would distinguish that, if someone as a reasonable accommodation wanted Zoom access to remotely participate at town meeting,
Mhm.
that is a reasonable accommodation that could be granted. It would be more coordination on our end rather than on school's
How-
part.
Okay, I see you, Cindy. How
Yeah.
would that be done though? Because I've asked for that in the past
It would be
for
a
the high
challenge.
school and they said they couldn't do it.
I mean, we would need to figure it out because it's an ADA thing.
Figure it
I
out.
mean,
Um,
if I could Zoom, I would
Yeah.
myself.
Right,
Cindy,
so, yeah, it's an option.
good point for bringing it up. Okay. Okay, and is there, the first thing I could think of was, is there an avenue for the coordinator to obtain those services for free?
I doubt it, yeah.
So how,
Have to come from somewhere.
okay, okay. It needs to be budgeted.
It was budgeted for, it is budgeted, and we
It's
have
not
it, so we have nothing in the budget for it as of now.
That's my understanding.
So it's another mandate without funding.
So once
Yeah,
again.
but important.
Yeah, well, okay, either way.
Yeah.
And it stands as a federal mandate. We're held our feet to the fire on that, but we have no funding for
Yeah,
Okay,
and
Okay.
especially the ADA is, I mean, that's, it's serious, we need to treat it seriously and budget it seriously.
okay. So we have this task force
Mhm.
committee has been charged with updating forms.
Yeah,
Well, actually,
so,
basically templates, but
yeah,
so we have
Templates.
we have already accepted actually, but would need to now amend the agenda.
yeah, we could just add that language right at the bottom and that would be easy enough.
to
Okay,
finish the agenda.
Yeah,
yes.
Okay, okay.
So I will entertain a motion that we do that and present the amended form to the select board at their next meeting.
James Dorian, second.
No, I'm
Or-
not making the motion. I said I would entertain it.
Harrison Mayotte so moved.
Oh,
Then
if you're
James
not,
Deroy second.
didn't you just say motion?
No, I said I would entertain a motion to.
So
as the chair. I don't make motions.
You couldn't, Harrison, I should have waited for you.
That's fine. No,
That's
that's all right. I so
I
moved,
love
I
you
thought it was-
seconded.
I thought it was such a small board, you could,
No,
but you're the,
Yeah, it's definitely, it's best practice for the
best
chair. not to.
practices.
pardon me,
Yeah.
I should have been more
That's all right.
aware of such.
That's okay. Takes practice. Any further discussion on the motion to add the disability statement on in the meeting postings?
No?
Mhm.
Okay, hearing none.
So I
Roll call
second,
vote.
you did the motion,
Yeah.
we're all set?
Yep, so Harrison Mayotte, aye.
James Dorian, yes?
And Laura Schifrin, yes. Thank you. Thank you, Cindy. Next.
I added this on here mainly as as I reviewed the last couple of select board meetings where the VBCC was discussed. It seems that, there's a part of the board that has the sentiment of, let's get on with it and dissolve the committee. So the question basically remained, should we just close up shop, wrap up the minutes and then be done? Or, should we continue to look at any of these things that we've been discussing? I know we wanted to take a closer look at recruitment and retention ideas. Do we want
I
to just
think-
hand that off
I
and
think we
dissolve?
hand that off now,
Okay,
okay?
Hand
I
off
think,
what
I, I think you got the feedback.
Yeah.
Which I think is good.
and then the select board can take it from there.
Yeah, and whether it goes to different liaisons to take care of, or it goes to the interim TA to work something out, but that I think is up to that board to decide how we go forward with the ideas that we received.
So
I mean,
for the
the-
most part, we're wrapping up business today. This will be per se,
Mhm.
our last meeting.
Unless
Unless we-
we have it done on, and they are too,
Mhm.
on the 20th.
I think it would be safe for this to be the last meeting. And what could be done is to finalize the minutes, because the minutes are not here. I'll send all of the pending minutes to the select board, and that could just be, part of the dissolution that the board does, that, okay, we vote to dissolve and finalize these
Okay,
minutes.
that's fine.
And then that board, the VBCC.
That's not to
would be-
say this may not ever come up again if we have issues, but I
Right,
think the whole point was to try to make it number
Mhm.
one, more professional.
Mhm.
And give everyone the tools to
Mhm.
work with so that they don't have to come up with things that are,
I
Right,
mean,
like
more
this.
professional as much as up to date, a little bit more up to date.
and
to
that's not
what
the only
we
one,
needed.
oh, I
you
know,
know, but
yeah,
it will,
there's some less than that,
yeah.
so
If you give them the tools to
Right.
do,
right, so we can make it very easy to fill in, so I think that sounds good, and, it's an ad hoc committee, so if it needs to
Yeah.
be re-hawked, or
Yeah, whatever
whatever
you
the
call it.
phraseology is.
So what are the,
reconvene.
would
Yeah.
it be possible for it to just, we could put it dormant for X amount of months?
You
until
dissolve.
there was
It's
We would
easier
dissolve
just to
and
dissolve what the
re-up.
work has been done now,
And we
but
could,
if there's a need, we
Mhm.
can always bring
Yeah.
it back.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, I didn't know if it would be just as well to allow it, a 2-month interim to allow some buildup of certain things, see how things go. Come back and do some
Well-
tweaking or whatever, it doesn't matter, I'm fine with dissolving it.
No, I'm just gonna give you another example, the
Mhm.
Cable Advisory Committee.
Mhm.
Okay,
I didn't
we
know
met for a
this.
year.
Yeah.
Until the contract was done, it was because the contract was due,
Mhm.
and
Wanted to
we
get
met
ahead.
again, and you had to do whatever you had to do for that time, and then it was just dissolved.
And then in
This
10
contract,
years,
yeah.
it'll be put back together.
So in other words, all right, that's what I was gonna say, how long is it gonna be till you have to rebring that committee together?
This could be
So
a
it's a
year.
10-year
I mean, this
contract
could-
with cable?
Yeah,
that-
cable is 10 years.
I got you, okay.
And the other thing is, now that a lot of this is freshly renovated, it may not take a whole committee to re-up, it could be, something that's, just simply update this and then be done, that can be done administratively,
Yeah.
either by me or by the select board.
Yeah,
I mean, there are
you got more to
options,
work with
and,
now.
a more periodic overhaul if it's,
Sure.
not maintained.
Or
But
state
the hope is
law.
maybe we can maintain.
Which reminds me, that's on here, right?
The executive session part,
Yeah,
yeah,
Because-
that's on the old business.
okay.
And
yeah.
I
I
have.
gotta say that,
comments.
I enjoyed doing this. It was a good learning curve for me. It wasn't my wheelhouse. I
everybody.
wasn't in the greatest of knowledge as to what went on here in
Yeah.
the set.
But we've all
But it
learned
was
a
a
bunch.
good,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was
we
a
did, all
good
of us.
exposure. It was, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
It was
I am.
a good
And
outcome.
even from the,
Thankful to it.
public feedback, I think is really important.
And the
It
public
is.
gets insights. So this is an archive that's now out there that people can see what's going on. And the thinking behind some of these processes.
Okay, so.
Should we ask Cindy how she feels it all came through and what her overall views of it are?
I mean, we could take public comment back
Yeah.
out of order if she has anything. Cindy?
Sure.
Cindy, do you have any other comments?
She seems to be
Public
a good,
comment?
she's been at every one of the meetings, has she not?
Almost.
I don't think she's missed one.
Yeah, she
No,
did.
I guess not. That's all right.
That's okay.
And now it's the real deal news.
No, okay. you're back. Oh, I thought that only happens to me. Streamline, good. Nobody.
Oh,
Correct. Yeah,
thank you.
thank you, Cindy.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Okay, so the other thing I wanted to say in reference to this
Yes.
one that we approved, which we will now amend
Mhm.
and send forward.
What did, we?
Somebody else showed me another town's,
Mhm.
example and said, well, this is how it should be. And I didn't like it.
Hmm.
It
You
had,
didn't like the other towns?
no, it had the seal on this side. It was like blackened. I like the
Mm.
black and white. I like this.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
because then it reminds them it has to be posted.
Okay,
Because instead of-
stamps, time,
If
date.
you look at how this agenda was done, it's written in, it's there, but it would be better
I'm off the page.
there's a little box to organize. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really good. I really like that.
It would be good if I used our own template.
Now,
Didn't
what
say
time-
anything, but that brings me to
yeah.
my next question on this.
Yes.
These forms now we began using the volunteer
Mhm.
reappointment forms immediately, as
Yeah.
soon as the select board
Approved
approved it.
it.
Mhm.
In my mind,
Mhm.
that was the intent.
Yeah.
A previous discussion we had was, are you handing these out and are they starting to use them? And you said, well, I can't make them use them unless we have the policy.
Right. So they are being distributed though as a part of packets. Not that a lot of people are being appointed to things now. It's a slower time
No,
of
but
year.
you've got current
but-
chairs.
Right, so it's being distributed, I can't tell, I mean, especially over the holidays, it's been slower with meetings. So I can't tell if anyone intends to use it and just hasn't had their monthly meeting yet.
But when you get a posting,
Mhm.
you
Sure.
know,
Yeah, I mean, but not everyone has had their monthly meeting for the month of January yet. So there may be someone thinking of and planning to use it. There are some who.
So in
chose
other
not
words,
to.
they would be
That's
jumping the
December.
gun,
Well,
right?
I know, but I know that board.
okay, well, there's another
Yeah.
board that also didn't use it.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, and it was January.
Yeah,
Um,
so I mean, I think Also, maybe it could be advertised more. Maybe it got lost in emails around the holiday time. So I think
Okay.
another reminder, hey, everyone, this exists. Please consider using it.
I
Might be
mean, I'm
helpful.
okay with it now because we've added the disability,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, that's a lot
And
better.
that's gotta be resent out
Mhm.
again,
Right.
once it's now
Right.
approved again.
From the
So I'm
DAB.
hoping between the policy and having all the updates to the forms,
Mhm.
that on the 20th, the full package
It'll be
can be
done.
approved to go out to everyone,
Mhm.
So
every
in other
chair
words,
in
you, the
particular.
selectmen, will have approved everything in that
I also
department was
have it,
completed.
yeah, and I
Oh.
also have it, I've discussed this with Karen, the
Mhm.
intern TA, to have this as an agenda item for his department head meeting.
Yeah.
So
and to-
that, and he may end up
Yeah.
having a meeting with the chairs
Mhm.
of all the boards,
Mhm.
you know, meeting them all and trying to get them
So
all on board with
our
the same.
interim is now in function. Nelson is no
Oh,
longer
yes.
coming here?
Definitely,
He's
as of January 3rd.
Okay,
Yeah.
new, okay,
Yeah,
very good.
he's been very busy.
We had an hour and a half meeting and, you know, we were trying to keep it constrained, but it was a packed meeting. We got a lot done.
Got a lot done.
So,
That's the
it-
whole
you
thing,
know, yeah.
getting a
Now, the
lot done.
meeting was for what, the selectmen?
No, that was just me and Nelson.
No,
Me
every
and
department is gonna
Kieran.
have a meeting with Karen.
Yeah, and so there's
So
been
in
a
other words,
backlog of
that's
items.
the
growing.
acclimation
Yeah.
period, in other words, we need to figure out
Well,
where
he's
he is,
really
what
gonna
he is,
be engaging
expectation.
everyone,
Yeah, 'cause he's not an interim TA for a week. He's an interim for a season.
6 months,
Yeah.
anyway. Anyway,
Okay, so in other words, we're still in this process of looking for a full-time.
Not
and
this
or
week.
if.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
that
I
process
understand.
really hasn't
I
even kicked
understand.
off.
I
yet,
got
right?
we're gonna
Very
get
good.
through the budget season for sure, okay,
First
so,
things are first.
right,
There's no need to bring somebody new in the middle or something like that. Wow.
no, we did what we had to do when we had to do it, so.
Mm-hmm. Issues of
Uh,
necessity.
All right,
Those are the best.
we're at old business, 6A.
Training
Oh, the
resources
training
back.
resource
yeah.
document,
Yeah, so the update I have here, you'll notice you don't have a document.
yeah,
The thing I thought about when I went to go look at this is I have like 4 links and a few names of references. And, you know, it doesn't really make sense to make a document with that small of content. And it would make sense just simply to inform, because it's not widely applicable to every board. So the thing that I've thought of is simply just notifying the people for the relevant boards when at the time they're being sworn in of the relevant resources to them. And you know, I'll continue to work to try and put something together that's a little bit more comprehensive. But I think there's going to continue to be a gap in the meantime, and it may just be that, you know, despite the follow-up, there may be a lack of resources that people are aware of. So there could be some,
Sure.
you know, it could just genuinely be missing. And so that might, you know, be cause to do research and try to identify resources for these boards and committees that didn't send in any, to try and, you know, fill that gap and provide an opportunity for professional development.
do you think that if people just Google mass.gov with the committee or whatever task they're gonna
It's-
do, they're gonna get something?
I think it's hit or miss, and it really depends. And it depends on whether there's a state agency that's heavily involved. So, like Mass Cultural Council would have probably resources for the local cultural councils.
Okay.
But,
Yeah.
you know, for a local bylaw review
agricultural?
committee or the volunteer board coordination committee, I don't know that there's gonna be a resource in particular that's helpful for that committee beyond the MMA.
Understood.
So that's
So we weren't
where,
looking for that.
well, right, so that's where there may be some that just genuinely don't have resources, some that are more hidden away, and some that are made available by the state. You know, I think it'll just take some research. I think that's a project that my office will look at, you know, as a part of the swearing in package.
Okay,
I think it's important and, you know, something that we really need to look at, to have
External
well-trained,
resources
high
is to,
quality. Yeah,
and the staff who does have that access would be
Mhm.
giving that to new members who board.
Right, but I mean, if we
It's
have
the
the
ones that
links
don't
or
have
the resources available, we'll make people aware. The staff may also make people aware, it might end up being duplicative, but at least they will have heard of it as opposed to someone thinking, oh, well, maybe it's duplicative, so I won't bother. This way, at least something is getting to them. I'd rather the same thing get to them twice than not get to them at all. So. Or maybe it serves as a reminder. So that's my update regarding this. I don't have enough content for a meaningful
Okay.
document.
And I think we're okay with that.
Yeah,
And
it's very committee or commission specific. So, that I
except
think,
the one for the ethics.
right. Well, and that one, we already have very detailed content in the onboarding packet.
Okay.
So that's
With
there.
ethics,
Yes,
And the phone
very
number to
much so.
call
I thought it was
yeah,
very detailed,
yeah. So
It-
we
it
provide the
almost finite.
comprehensive, yeah,
right?
yeah,
And there's a reason.
yeah.
There's a
And-
method to
But when
that
you think
madness.
about it, they're only providing you a summary and a basic training. I've learned it is so much more nuanced and detailed. It is you can get into the weeds of like if you read the text of the law, it goes so much deeper. What
In other
do the
words-
specific words mean and how is it interpreted by the courts? It turns into a very complicated matter.
It's like the Roberts rules,
Mhm.
the short version or the full in-depth, 100% beyond targets.
Yeah.
Form.
Are you
And
taking the
that's-
ethics training or are you becoming an ethics lawyer? Because that's what it would, that's what it would end up
Once
being.
again, it's the short version to the long,
Yeah.
in-depth, very,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, you could be a
involved in
parliamentarian
verbiage.
and read the Roberts Rules full book or just know, okay, I make a motion.
Right, have.
Yeah.
The
So-
necessities of, yes, yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
So,
Okay, we
barring
didn't do
anything
else
else.
on Robert's rules either.
Yeah, I think we were squared away on that.
What was where did we end
You
up?
have a different
with
path, you're
Robert's
going through
rules?
different
I think
areas.
we put it,
Well, I printed off some stuff.
I think
Right.
we put it in the packet, and it got sent to the select board as a part of the packet.
For the volunteer and everything,
Yeah, for the onboarding packet.
right, volunteer, full-time,
The Robert's rules bullet
Yeah, I think that got
went
put
to
in
the
there.
onboarding packet.
Yeah,
I
I
think,
can
I'm
double
gonna
check.
send you a full
Yeah,
To review,
Mhm.
okay.
to
Yep.
make sure that it is per se attached to that,
Yeah.
that we went
Yeah.
and
It's just a
approved.
sample, but yeah,
yeah,
Well, the sample is what they have to be aware of and they have to be
Yeah.
trained upon.
Mhm.
It's the,
Yeah.
I
it's
still never
the
found my
prompting.
bullet.
oh,
Yeah, I looked, but,
well, I think Jack did a good job with the highlights,
oh, yeah,
so,
oh, yeah.
Jack actually is a good egg. Both of you guys down there in that
So now
office
we're
do a lot
on
of good
the-
stuff.
Review and discuss executive session motion scripts.
yeah, and I provided a copy, and nothing has changed, except I think the only thing that changed from the last meeting this was discussed at,
Where is
I don't know if it
that?
was 12.5 or 6.
What's this one?
I think it was your last document that you had.
Okay, yeah, got it.
Yep.
Sorry.
And basically, all that changed from between the first version that you guys saw and now is the I name moved to convene, so-and-so. I saw the discussion that happened at the last select board meeting,
Right.
and my answer to the discussion is that this is the text of the law. The concern about the level of detail was brought up about, is this really coming from the guidelines that change every time there's a new attorney general? Which,
It does.
which frankly, I
It
mean,
does.
it does, but it also isn't that often. I mean, every 4 years is a
But
reasonable
nevertheless-
time to look at it again
And
anyway.
review, update,
So,
etc. But it
there's
does
that.
change every 4 years. It's just
It
a
does.
cycle.
But my counter to even that is that this is based off of the text of the state statute, and the state statute is not
Doesn't vary.
changing
It
every
doesn't
4
vary.
years.
No,
So until there's a change to the actual chapter
Verbiage in the
30A, then this is accurate. Now, the interpretation of what this means, it may change based off of the guide. And it still would make sense to re-review this periodically, but the text of the law isn't changing all that often.
Can we add a note,
Mhm.
to this, right after the
Mhm.
created by,
See guide.
as to what you just said?
Mhm.
Okay, that the text of the law does not change, and also that the last update was November of 2024. So,
So
and
that's as
then,
current as we can get that.
can you add a link
Mhm.
or a URL for where this appears for updates?
Yeah,
So if it's
yeah.
29,
Mhm.
okay, or 28 or whatever, and we're not gonna update this because it's already the text of the law,
Mhm.
that we give them where they can get the updated information.
Yep.
And then also, I think to this one, because it has to do with motions being
Mhm.
correct and could be open to a violation, that they, if they are unsure,
Yeah.
that they call this number
Mhm.
and review with the state prior to posting.
Okay, okay.
Because I don't wanna not have any, I mean, I know what the select board said, but I don't wanna not have anything to give them. I want them to be able to look at executive sessions that have occurred. Cause some of these,
Mhm.
I've been in a lot of executive
Yeah,
sessions.
and some of these have never happened,
And
right?
some of these I have never seen before, so
Mhm.
that's okay to see something different.
Huh,
So
some stuff you've never seen before.
some of it I've never seen before, so, not that I see everything, you know, but I've
No, but
certainly
it
done a lot of
just-
meetings
It
and
just
had,
triggers a,
so I think it's just something else you can give a volunteer, that if there's gonna be an executive session that they're gonna be involved in, because most boards never are, but I think almost every board that I have been on, except for like town properties or even the assessors, we've had executive,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah.
I don't think I ever did in housing authority, but planning, we've had executive. I'm sure conservation has had executive, you know what I mean?
we just had one,
Yeah.
what, a month ago?
Yeah,
Mhm.
We had to go
So-
into executive with,
and
Adam
we have
everything.
vacancies on those, boards.
Mhm.
And
So
vacancies
for
on
them,
every board.
this should be, my opinion, in the onboarding
Packet,
packet.
for
So if you
sure.
can make those adjustments,
Mhm.
to get presented to select board on the 20th.
Yeah,
So you feel as though whichever board is fewer times they may go into executive session, this should without a doubt be available.
Yeah,
to
so
them.
they've had a place where
It's
they could
good
read one.
reference, it's good viewing, it's good for them to have some degree of prep to it available.
Mhm.
Good job.
so I think that's all I had on this.
Okay,
Do we want to
I'm wondering if we
schedule?
want a motion
Oh,
to add that to that and further go forward.
Did we
to
have the
select
motion
board,
to add
Where they
things?
wouldn't accept it the last time.
yeah, so I, Harrison Mayotte, will so move.
James Dorian, second.
Okay, any further discussion outside of
No.
what we just had?
No.
Okay. Roll call vote, please.
Harrison Mayotte, aye.
James Dorian, yes.
And Laura Schiffern, yes. I'm gonna say to be determined,
I agree. And
at call of the chair, if you
Mhm,
will,
mhm.
and then
To be determined whether or not,
we have another meeting.
okay.
Yeah.
It says scheduling the meeting,
So we're gonna leave it per se open too.
Yeah,
and then the
if
the
it's
select board
necessary.
will take over.
Mhm.
Once we give them all the final documents and we meet, and I give the report on the 20th of January,
At
they
your
vote
next
to
Tuesday,
accept,
at your next Tuesday selectmen meeting.
yeah, the 20th, whenever that is.
Okay.
It's not next Tuesday,
No,
but
Tuesday, I was just gonna say, you usually have them on Tuesdays anyway, that's why I
yes,
was,
it's Tuesday, the 20th.
okay.
And then, they can move to dissolve. You know.
Which is,
at this
it's the
point.
selectmen that declare it to be dissolvable.
Yeah. It
It's
was
not
appointed by the
necessarily-
Select people.
okay.
It was appointed by select board. It can be dissolved by the select board.
Okay, so we're just gonna be able to adjourn pending what the decision of the select board will come to be.
Mhm.
If we feel and see any other business coming forward, we can reactivate if needed.
They will
Well,
reactivate.
Yeah,
if
the
needed.
committee would need to be reactivated by the select board.
Correct, that's what I should have said, the select board, if they deem it necessary, can bring whomever, it doesn't have to be me, you will.
And I do see the bullet. I'm so tired.
No, that's all right. It's-
I do see the bullet of the feedback as important to give the select board and let them take the action items that go with it.
I wonder if it would make sense, and I can do this kind of based off of all of our minutes of the meetings, to just do a summary of, here's what we've accomplished over the course of the committee. And then, here's where our final work products stand.
Okay,
And just
and the
as a
policy,
capstone, and the policy.
the policy,
I'll work with
in my
Kieran.
mind is brief,
Yeah, I mean, it can be one paragraph and done,
right?
or maybe two, but it's short.
I mean, pick up can you, oh no, that's the laptop. or whatever. So
I'll
is this your
draft it.
laptop?
No, it's not, and I
Oh,
don't have
okay.
stuff to save on here, but I'll draft something up with Kieran. I'll draft it up, send it to him, and it should be easy,
Yeah, because I mean,
quick
you've
thing.
seen all that we've done, you've
Yeah.
heard all the comments from select
Yeah.
board. And you want a policy you can enforce.
Yeah, I mean, and if it's very clear, no meeting shall be posted without using the proper format. Well, here we go.
Here we go.
So I think we would need to put a carve out
Simple.
for regional bodies. Like I can't force the LRTA to use our template.
LTRA.
What's that?
Yeah.
The Lowell Regional Transit Authority.
Oh, no,
But, so there would be a brief remark about that, but like,
we don't appoint them.
well, I know, but I mean, we would have a carve out for the regional things, but we otherwise strict. So that, I'll draft it up and send it to Kieran.
And of
And,
course, the school committees are not in our,
right, we don't, that's,
we don't do their agendas.
right, they're regional, so they do their own posting.
LRTA, what are you doing to me? What's the LRTA?
Well,
we have-
NRPC or
well,
MPO. or
Right, but we have
MKTC.
representatives, so they send their
do.
agendas.
You
No.
just threw me off for
Sorry,
just
yeah.
a second, that's it. I
That's-
think you did
Just
too.
town.
Yeah.
Just the town.
Yeah, so
Okay,
that's easy
yeah.
enough. That would be good.
Well, also, highway doesn't have any committee, but what about water?
I mean,
Their town.
that's
town
the
board.
call of the select board, if
We
you guys
appoint-
want to force that.
The water department
Because
does
that's
not have a
within your-
committee?
They
That's within
do,
your
They
authority.
do. I
they
was-
do. But they're an enterprise, so I've just,
I mean, that's an
I think
accounting,
they should all
that's,
do it.
that's an
Forget it.
accounting structure. The enterprise fund doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
So in other
I
words,
think
they're
they-
a separate business to Townsend?
Honestly, I think everybody will like doing this.
Mhm.
Not this one, but
Yeah,
this
that
one.
one.
This
And
one.
you like that upper right-hand corner the most?
Because it can be the minutes as well, and the
Correct.
minutes have to go to the town clerk,
Mhm.
and they have to be,
And
It
I didn't
reminds
think
them
it
to
was
get it stamped.
favoritism over in other towns.
Mhm.
and they
You
have-
just like it because we did a nice job on
yeah,
So-
and it's simple,
it.
it looks professional, and it's
But it
clean.
gets the job done.
Yeah,
Straightforward, easy to understand what's going on.
Bingo.
So, with that all said,
The big
if I
words
may,
come
I'll
out.
make a
that
motion
stays like
to,
this, I wouldn't add the public comment to every single one, because you're not gonna have boards that wanna do that.
yeah, this
This
is how it
is-
is, and then add the paragraph. Yeah,
Yeah, okay. Yes. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn at 5:10 PM. Is
so moved.
there a second?
James Dorian second.
Okay. Roll call vote.
Harrison Mayor, aye.
James Dorian, yes.
Laura Schifrin, yes, and thank you very much. Thank you, TCAM. Thank you, Cindy. We are adjourned.
The recording has stopped.
Thank you.
Okay, it's just us again. They're gone. Okay, so how was that? I don't know how many people were watching the whole thing, but I think I was right. They do like it when I attend the meetings. They like to get my opinion on things. It's an unusual thing that happens at some meetings that I attend. but they were covering a lot of territory. And this may be their final meeting, because the select board did mention at their last meeting, or at least Veronica was quite vocal about wanting to. Oh gosh. I didn't have the volume off on my phone. Sorry. Getting a silly appointment reminder phone call. Anyway, yeah, Veronica Kell was very vocal about wanting to dissolve the VBCC, which is the meeting we just watched. And I think I think she just doesn't want to be told what to do. And I think the VBCC was coming up with ideas that Veronica didn't agree with, so she wanted to get rid of it. That's my opinion of her personality. But whatever they want to do. But I believe this will be their last meeting. And so we got to see the last meeting of the VBCC. And what they've done is try to put together a booklet of some kind, or guidebook or something, to advise how boards and committees can conduct themselves in an efficient and most of the time legal manner. Boards and committees sometimes, if you watch any of them, you see they all do business a little different, and sometimes they violate. Oh, I forgot. Boy, somebody talked to me half an hour ago. I missed it. Sorry, Michael. I didn't have my comments showing, so I didn't see them. Anyway, yeah, so they put together some ideas for committees to try to be on the same page, and the select board thinks that they have the authority to make them, and some of the boards they don't, because they're elected boards, and the select board have no authority over them when they do their agendas and things. But so it's a suggestion, and most of the boards and committees will probably take a while to come on board, and we'll see how that goes. But I think, I commented in the meeting, Lori asked for my opinion on things, and I gave it to her. And, and I think that, as boring sometimes as it is to watch these meetings, or it's like, oh my, but I think that the work that they've done is important and helpful. And I gave some more suggestions for boards and committees to do even better. So whatever, but they've done their task, and it was a lot more than I anticipated them doing, but there it is. So hopefully you got something out of watching a working committee in action. And now I'm going to end this video very shortly, and I'm going to take a break. I need more coffee, and I might grab something to eat too. And I'm going to get ready, and because it's still early, it's 5 o'clock. I'm still up to doing more videos. So I'm going to do another video. I'm not sure which one I'm going to do. It's either going to be the ethics dump, or it's going to be the Chaz lawsuit investigation. I think I might want to do the investigation. Yeah. It's more exciting even than the ethics dump, but they're both going to have people interested. But I'm going to do one of them. Once I set it up, I'm going to set it up. If you're subscribed, which I recommend you subscribe to, and also, hit the like button. But if you subscribe, you'll get notified when the next video is coming up. It will be coming up within the hour. That should be. I won't be long. I don't want to be here all night. So within the hour, it's going to be another video. You'll get a notification if you subscribe. If you don't subscribe, you're just going to have to pay attention. You're going to have to keep checking. Is it on? Is it on? But if you subscribe, you hit the notification bell, you'll get a notification of my next video and any video I do in the future. So that would be good. And also hit the like button on your way out. And okay, I'm going to get ready to do my next video. And we will be complete. I'm going to turn this off, and you'll have to come back for the next video. So, all right. Well, thank you, everybody, for watching. It's good to be back with everybody, getting these videos going. And, okay, I really appreciate everybody's support to watch these videos. And hopefully it's helpful to everybody. So, I will see you later. I'm going to end it now. Bye.